Welcome back. We are live at Pappas for the final few hours. We got 3 hours left. We'll be here at 5 o'clock. It's all brought to you by our friends at the Maryland Food Bank and the Maryland Lottery. Folks are bringing by canned goods, dry goods for our friends at the Maryland Food Bank. I am giving folks that I like and love, like Danny Grau and his dad, Fred, Maryland Lottery scratch-off tickets. It's 10 times the cash. Also, our friends at Window Nation, 866-90Nation. 0% financing for the next 5 years on the windows. I'm getting some doors this year. And Jiffy Lube Multi-Care. Leonard Raskin is missing out. The folks here at Pappas have brought me a delicious cup because it is a cup of Super Bowl. I went with the cup of soup, not the bowl, because it's going to be a shorter segment for me because these guys are going to talk and I'm going to eat and have some soup. I got some 50-50. I got half and half, which is delicious. I have been knowing this young man. Fred, when did I meet you and Danny? I mean, it was at 97, 8. It was last century, wasn't it?
It was. I think it was 98. We did a bus trip to Pittsburgh.
98. That's 90? Right. You had the ball. Pittsburgh is Ravens country sign. Did you not?
Yes.
Look at Danny's laughing. Yes. He knows.
Yeah,
What's
that was
going
the
on,
2000s.
brother? How you been?
Good.
It's really good to see you. You got a medal? What's going on?
Oh, yes, for Special Olympics, yes.
Where did you get that? You have probably several medals.
Several.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of medals.
Well, I've been knowing Fred and Danny on behalf of Special Olympics. Danny's one of the all-time greats. They live up in this area, but I've known you forever. And you were coming to my events at the turn of the century. I bet you were at barn shows back in the day.
Absolutely.
And Danny started riding horses, right? Like this is, as I know you as the Olympian equestrian, that's your athletic prowess. But lately you've been jumping in and out of the water in this cold bath every year. But there's a whole childhood journey with Danny and his special journey that you put him on a horse. So we got to talk about this guy. You have a whole reel of pictures you sent me before. You went to Beijing before I did you not?
Yes. Yeah, we went to he was selected in 2007 for the USA team.
16 years ago. All right.
For equestrian. He was on a USA Special Olympics team in Shanghai.
Now, where were you living that you could get Danny on horses back in the aughts?
Well, he's been doing therapeutic horseback riding since he was 9 years old and participating in Special Olympics and equestrian since he was 12.
How old are you now? You're 13 now, right? How old are you for real?
He's just kidding. I'm 37.
You're 37?
Yeah.
You'll always be 12 to me, bro.
Thank you.
You know, I loved you, back then. I mean, even because when you were a kid, you come on the show and be a wiseacre. You come on and give me a hard time. I'm glad you grew up. You're all mature now.
Thank you. Just to let you know, eventually as you get older, age doesn't matter. It's just a number.
It is just a number, but you're doing great, man. So you still riding horses?
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, he's still riding.
Well, Danny, for you, first, what do you remember about Beijing and riding? And do you have a medal from the Olympics?
Yes, I do.
What was your special, what did you do? Dressage? What was it called?
Yes.
Yes. What was it?
He did a trail course, and he did equitation. And then he did like a barrel relay or something like that.
I'm doing 50-50 shoot. Oh, that's good.
He had 3 events, and he got a 4th, a bronze, and a silver in his 3 events.
Where do you keep your medals?
In a safe place.
He's not going to tell me.
2 of the medals are actually framed with a collage of pictures from the event.
And this has been 17 years now.
25, 26.
No, Beijing was probably 06, wasn't it?
07, yeah, it was 07, so it's 16 years.
Yeah. Well, Danny, I'm here today to talk about not just Special Olympics, but what the polar bear plunge is like, because I've never really been down to the polar bear plunge. So I want you to take the time, tell everybody if they come to the polar bear plunge, what happens from the minute you get there and park your car. Because I'm thinking you guys are eating stuff, drinking stuff. I bet there's music. Because you do 24 plunges, right? You are a super plunger, correct?
Yeah, correct.
So what will I find if I go down to the polar bear plunge, other than you being very cold in the water and me laughing at you?
That's a tough question. Well, every hour, each plunge, they have like a different theming. Like, for example, one of the plunges may be like a Ravens theme plunge. The next one could be maybe like, I don't know, like let me think.
So
Tough
you
one.
change. It'll be an Orioles one now,
Yeah,
right?
it could too. It could be an Oro one, or it could even be a Terrapins one.
So every hour you change clothes.
Yes, basically, yes.
So it's a little bit like a Madonna concert. You just change your wardrobe and then you go dip and you come out. Is there a point where it's not cold? 10th hour, 12th hour? Is there ever a point where you're like, oh, we got to go do it again? I'm really looking forward to it.
Yes, but only that point only ever happens like if the air temperature itself is like it was when we went like warmer than the water temp.
Today would have been a great day, right?
Yeah. Hey, not last week, but the week prior, it was like upper 60s there. It was like 68 there.
That's the
outside.
day you were out.
The day of
If
over
I
there.
were to plunge, it would be that kind of day.
Yeah, the water temp was 40 degrees, but at least the outside air, it makes a huge difference when the outside air is warmer too.
Absolutely. What is the coldest day you've plunged on? Do you remember
Let
that?
me
Was
think.
it specifically bad? Have you ever like gone in through the ice or no?
One year you did.
1 year, not quite full ice, but it wasn't. It was not far from it. It was the water temp was probably about 30. Maybe I'm gonna say 30, 37, 36.
Man, you're
Colder than this year for sure.
No, he's been super plunging for a long time. They didn't do the super plunge in the beginning, right, Fred? I mean, the super plunging is like a this century thing, right?
Yeah, he started plunging in 2010, 2011, and it was 20 degrees outside. It had 3 inches of snow on the beach, and that was his first year he plunged. And
Not Nestor. No. I'm glad you did it. I'll
and
sponsor you.
He was actually scared to get into the water, believe it or not. He had to have a couple of people walk him into the water, but once he got in the water, he was hooked.
And
it's
that's
been, that was it. He's been having to do it every year since then. That was the regular plunge, and he started super plunging like in 2017.
Yeah, I had you on right when the first super plunging happened. I had you on the radio show. Danny Grau was here. His pop, Fred. They've been at it a long time. Danny's now 37 years old. I've known Danny, I guess, 25 years. I've had NST 25 years, so you've been here from the very beginning. Do you like being cold, or do you is this because it doesn't sound like fun to me, Dan? You know, for me, talk me into this.
Okay, well,
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to eat some of my soup, and you can get persuasive. So tell me why I want to do this and why it's a good idea.
one more thing I should include that I forgot to mention is, okay, years prior, they used to have, in the past, what they did during Super Plunge is they used to provide hot tubs so you can go in every hour each time you get.
I'm in for that.
However, for whatever reason, I'm
Since
guessing
COVID.
ever since COVID, for obvious reasons and probably for budget reasons, I'm sure too, whatever. Ever since then, having hot tubs have been permanently discontinued for good.
That's why I didn't go this year.
But I will say, however, there is a second alternative though. They have those legit space heaters. And they're not these cheap,
Are they what the
heaters.
football players have when they put their feet in it on a cold day, right? Is this space heater? No?
Yeah,
No.
but these are
Like a tent.
yes, and these are really good heaters. They're very efficient.
We have heated tents, and they have a
So when
heated
you
changing
get out,
room.
all right, so explain this to me now, Danny. Come on now, work with me here. You run down into the water in Terps gear this hour, or Ravens, whatever theme it is, toga, whatever it is, right? Taylor Swift, run down and you freeze. How long do you have to stay in the water in order for it to count?
No limit, as long as it's long enough that you actually get wet, and then you can go just run
What
back out.
has to get wet? How high up do I have to get to?
Well,
Anything you want.
it's
I
up
can
to,
just
it's
do my
up to
toes
you.
and run out?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
it's
I
up
could
to
be
you.
a wussy. I didn't know this.
That's me.
I could be a wimpy, like, plunger. You're a super plunger too, Fred?
No, I'm just this towel boy. I refuse to get in the water. I'm a sissy when it comes to that.
Now I don't. I mean, now for me, I do go all the way under, but during
Every
day.
time?
No, not every time. Just during the daytime when the sun is up. During daytime. During nighttime, maybe about up to my waist, or maybe slightly higher, like more like halfway, like right here.
Okay.
But only do I only go full blown in during daytime and daytime only.
Well, you've been listening to this program for a long time, so you know you're stronger than me. We've been through this before, right?
All right, well, let's test this.
No, we're not
I'm
testing.
kidding. I'm
I'm
kidding.
not testing you. I knew this kid was going to give me trouble. You're always going to be 12 to me. How is your life? Tell me about your life right now. What makes you happy, Dan? Other than plunging. No?
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah. Friends, family.
Tell everybody about Dan's journey, because I've known him since he was a boy. You got him involved in Special Olympics. Make a case out here for everybody that when they do all this crazy plunging and stuff, it's for people like you.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the plunge, he's given back to Special Olympics when he does the plunge because he raises money for the privilege of plunging 24 times in 24 hours at the end of January in the Chesapeake Bay. He has to raise a lot of money for Special Olympics. And, I mean, he's Special Olympics is the best thing that's ever happened to him, ever. And, I mean, his confidence is
How did you find out about it, and where were you when you made this decision? Because, my kid's 39 now, and I still think he's 12, too. I told him that the other day. But I've watched this young man grow up, and it's inspirational. It really is.
Well, he started
one of my favorite people. You know that, Danny.
He started off with therapeutic riding, and then when he was like 15 or 16, we found out about Special Olympics softball, so I got him involved in that. And then in the fall, we found out about Special Olympics soccer, so we got him involved with that. And now he's involved in like 5 different sports for Special Olympics, so all year long except for the summertime.
But he's a medal holder in equestrian. What were his events? I think of like Springsteen's daughter, right?
Yeah.
Is it same thing? Is it jumping? What is it?
No, he does jumper shows where he does riding now, but it's small. But the Special Olympics
I've
events,
never been on a horse.
Special Olympics events was a trail where you have to, it's like an obstacle course. And then equitation is that you have an instructor in the center of the ring, and she gives instructions, and you have to follow the instructions on the horse.
Okay.
And then he's done a thing like dressage, where it's an empty course, but he has to go on these certain patterns, and he has to follow the pattern better than everybody else. So it's very complicated in that regard. So he
was
does
very
great.
good at it, right?
Yeah, he's very good at it.
And fearless about getting on a horse.
Fearless about getting on a horse.
You love the horses?
Yeah.
Yeah, you love animals, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, I got my kitty cat. I can't ride her. You jump on her. But Danny Grau is here, Fred Grau. They do just amazing work for the Special Olympics. I wouldn't want anybody else out to talk about plunging other than you. You know?
Yeah, but anyway, the new other sport that's coming up right now this season is snowshoeing.
What is that?
Riding on snow, of course.
You race. It's like track on snow. Yeah, and you wear snowshoes, and you race on a snow track. 200-meter circular racetrack.
It's cold there, right?
Yeah.
When are you going to do a warm sport? Well, we got to get you surfing or something. You know what I mean?
He does
Just
track.
10.
Beach volleyball. I'm for beach volleyball. I like the warm things.
He does track now.
Track and field. Yeah, I
does
substitute. I substitute equestrian for track and field now.
Because you've aged out of equestrian. You're too old
No,
for that.
I'm sorry, not
softball.
Sorry, my bad. I
Softball.
switched from softball to track and field.
Track and field. All right. You win any medals there?
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
What's this one? Can I read this one? Play unified to live unified. Sorry about that. Special Olympics, unified sports. Is that a bronze, gold? I can't
a
see
silver.
it. That's
Silver.
A silver. All right. Is that from your equestrian?
I don't know what sport it's from.
I suppose. I
We
guess
don't know.
so.
I have so many.
He does have so many.
He does have so many.
Because he's been doing it for years and years and years.
Tell folks how they can get involved in something like this, in not just you directly, but the Special Olympics in general. I mean, they can go out to the website and whatnot.
Right.
Is there any pathway that people have come up to you and said, here's something I did that I really enjoyed, for someone out in our listenership that wants to support Dan?
There's sports all year long for Special Olympics. It's not just the summer games. I mean,
Okay.
they have a winter games. I mean, he's going to be doing snowshoeing in winter games in a couple weeks.
It's going to be cold there.
Up at Wisp. He goes up to Wisp for winter games. I mean, and they have spring sports, they have fall sports, they have summer sports. I mean, they have sports all year long. And there's usually something for somebody to do. I mean, even people who have disabilities, as far as physical disabilities getting around, they have sports like bocce. They have like bowling, and they have other things too. So
It's very inclusive.
very, very, very inclusive.
And I'm sure all these years into it, they've gotten really good at it, right? I mean,
Yeah.
they're really I see the plunge and I marvel at it. You know, just the concept that somebody came up with this thing. We're all going to go freeze and jump in the water and be inspired by it the way we are.
The people who are plunging, especially the athletes who are plunging, including Danny, are just a huge inspiration to me because not only they're athletes, but they're also raising money for Special Olympics. And, I mean, and they're involved. Their involvement is amazing. And their character is absolutely amazing. I just get really inspired.
Well, your character inspires me, Fred, man. I
Thank
appreciate you. Fred Grau, his boy Danny. Danny, you're all grown up, right? Yeah. I mean, you're literally all grown up. I can't even, like, give you a hard time like you're a kid anymore. 37 years old, multiple-time Special Olympics equestrian winner, representing the United States of America over in Beijing many years ago. And
Actually, no, just kidding. Shanghai.
It was Shanghai?
Yeah.
I thought it was Beijing.
It was
Haha,
Shanghai.
just kidding.
The following year,
Shanghai.
the Olympics were in Beijing.
I went to Beijing, but you went to Shanghai?
Went to Shanghai.
I didn't get to go to Shanghai.
Yeah.
It's pretty there, right? Big buildings, right?
Yeah.
You got that little tower going on there.
Oh, yeah. It was beautiful there.
Yeah. I did Beijing with Cal Ripken in October of 07. It was a demonstration sport, baseball, in 08.
Right.
In China. And the bird's nest and all that. See, the whole time I thought you went to Beijing.
You asking me
I'm
about
glad
it.
you corrected me. You're good at correcting me.
Yeah, someone actually pulled a tease on you. That means then. If someone told you it was Beijing, you've been teased at.
I just messed up. It's okay.
Or that.
I was wrong. You know, sometimes I'm allowed to be wrong. Appreciate you, Dan. Thanks for coming out, brother. Danny Grau, his pop Fred, they're here on behalf of Special Olympics. Danny's an awesome guy. He plunges a whole bunch. He wins. Ain't nothing but a winner.
Yes.
And on the equestrian side now, if you see him running like Forrest Gump, he'll be going up the hill here. You see Danny wave to him and wish him good luck. Special Olympics Team USA. We're here at Pappas. I have gotten, just as predicted to Justin, he's like, I want to bring you food. Because they're Greek. They're going to send me home with desserts. I'm going to have food for a month when I get out of here.
That's awesome.
And coffee. But I can't eat while I talk. So I'm going to take a break. I'm going to finish this delicious cup of half and half. It is a cup of soup or bowl. It is it's Crab Cake Row, Crab Cake Tour Special Edition this week. We're going to be watching the big game up at Hollywood Casino in Perryville on Sunday nights. Come on out. My wife and I are going to be watching that. We're going to have leftover Maryland scratch-off lottery tickets. I have the 10X, 10 times the cash. We're giving these away. You guys got your ticket. You're old enough to have a ticket now, so one for you, one for you.
Thank you.
Go win some
Appreciate it,
money.
Nestor.
Man, buy me a horse. I'm still afraid of horses. Should I be afraid of horses? Should I get on a horse, Danny?
Yes, you should. Should you be afraid? Nah. Being afraid is only a state of mind. It's just an afterthought, my friend.
I love being lectured by you, man. I got to keep you around a little bit more often. I am Nestor. We're at Pappas. Come on by, say hello, drop off some canned goods.